Hello, my delicious Scorpios. Elsie here to do your reading for the week ahead, my friends. How are you? Thank you so much for clicking here, Scorpio. I do appreciate you. And this week, for the week ahead, we are going to do a 9-card draw. I am grateful that you're here, Scorpio. Thank you so much for clicking here. And if you are somebody who is brand new, welcome, welcome. We'd like to see you in the comments. Some of us like to be there. And if you like to be there, you're in the right community. So that subscription button is right in the bottom right-hand corner. If you're interested, hit the bell button and you'll know when I'm uploading. I'm kind of off schedule this week a little bit, but you'll always know when I'm uploading if you hit that bell button. Right. Let's find out what's going on for Scorpio. Let's do a 9-card draw, and it is for the week ahead. Whenever you find this reading, it's always going to be for the week ahead, whether it is today, tomorrow, or next year that you find it. Tell me what's coming up for Scorpio, please. In the week ahead, what is coming up for Scorpio, please? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. There's the first card. All right. So we are looking at the Fool. All right. So it looks like there is some sort of a new chapter that is about to open up in the week ahead here. I feel like actually, I want to say that I think that this chapter is already open. So for some of you, it has opened already, but I feel like whatever has shown up to you, however it has shown up to you, Scorpio, you've not recognized it because of the 5 of Wands. It almost feels like you're fighting it. I want to say with the 5 of Wands, it's like you're feeling in lack. It's like there is for some of you, it's a romantic connection that has already showed up. This is in the near past energy, right? And the chapter is already open, but you have not taken advantage of it because you are in indecision. I have a feeling that there is something that is showing up for a Scorpio, and Scorpio is like, but that's not what I ordered. It's like you want to send it back to the kitchen. That's not exactly what I ordered. But I want to say that it is something that you've been waiting on here. We do have the Magician and the Fool. Look, you manifested it, my friend. This is what you have manifested. So this could be whatever I'm talking about, right? It could be romance for some of you. It could be a job that looks really good. It could be, because we do have pentacles within the Magician, right? It could be a best friend. It could be an opportunity. Tell me what's coming up here. What's at the center of the matter here? The heart of the matter tells me that it's something that it keeps sort of bumping into you aggressively. It keeps coming back to see if you're ready to accept it or not. I want to say in some of you, it feels like you're not ready to accept it because if it is a love thing, it feels like if it is a romantic thing, somebody here is not ready for the romance. Like you're just not interested in a relationship. You're not interested in getting together with anybody in that respect. I feel like it's presenting itself to you as something that is very creative and exciting and passionate. This is the situation you're going to get the victory in, but I feel as though somebody here has got their head turned. It's like the Knight of Cups has their back to the Fool. So I want to say that if you're the one that is looking for romance, I want to say that you're being very careful, which you should be, right? Strategic, slow-moving, careful, passive, right? And you're not running at anything, I don't think, but it feels like it keeps coming back. It keeps coming back to you, Scorpio. We do have the Knight of Pentacles. This is something that you've been manifesting for a really long time, but I don't think that you're noticing it because it feels like it's turning up as non-familiar or something that you've been fighting yourself over. It's like I'm not really sure. I'm in a tug and pull with myself, and I'm not really sure if I want this or not. And sometimes that happens, Scorpio, so don't beat yourself up over it. Sometimes that happens when we're manifesting something and it shows up to us, but it doesn't actually look or smell or taste or feel like whatever it is that we thought we were manifesting. So I feel like you're going at it really slowly, kind of passively, sort of holding back, feeling like there's got to be more. Isn't there more competition here? Like, is this the only thing that's coming at me? Is this my only choice? We've got the 9 of Wands in the future energy here. And it feels like this 9 of Wands is telling me that, 9 and 1 is 10, right? We're putting down the burdens. So I want to say that however this is showing up to you, whatever it is, because we do have passion and excitement, we do have romance, we also have money, right? Pentacles are on the table. And so it is whatever your perception is, right? It is, because, we all look at things with our own perception. Nobody else can see it the way we see it. But I feel like it's time for you to have perspective. It's time for you to look at it from another situation. And I'm not saying make it fit. That's not what I'm saying. If you're sure it's not yours and it's not yours, then let it go. But please understand that whatever's meant for you will never pass you by. So even if it shows up to you and you're not ready for it, Scorpio, it's going to come back around again. So please consider the things that keep coming back. And I'm not talking about relationships that are dead. I'm not talking about past relationships that didn't work. That's not what I'm saying. But it feels like for somebody here, that there is something, a wish fulfillment that you've been waiting for a very long time. And it's like it keeps coming back to give you reciprocity, but it's almost like you're looking over the person's head or looking past the job or the situation and saying, but something else has to be back there behind you because you're not what I ordered, no matter what it is, right? I want to say that this is the reason that you may not be seeing it when it shows up or recognizing that it's yours is because of the 9 of Wands. I feel like I'm speaking to someone here who's been hurt over and over and over again. Someone who possibly is carrying their trauma into the present moment because they refuse to get therapy. They refuse to figure out a way to find out what's going on. If everybody were to get into therapy, we'd be in a much different place in the world. All 7 billion of us, right? We'd be in a much better, different place. I want to say that I'm not saying you need therapy. Look, I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you that, but I'm saying that it feels like something keeps showing back up to you. I want to say it keeps showing up over and over again, and I feel like it keeps showing up over and over again because you've manifested it. Now, listen, Scorpio. The thing is, even if you don't want the thing back, if you keep thinking about it, if that's wherever your thoughts go, that's where the energy flows. So even if it's like, even if it's an old relationship or an old job or an old friend, or I thought I got rid of that person, they keep coming back. It's because your thoughts keep going back to them, which causes them to think about you, which calls them back in again. And so the universe has it show back up again to see if you're ready. It feels like there is something that you've been manifesting for a really long time. And I want to say this energy here being the near past, it tells me that it's already here because the Fool is here. But you've got your back to it. It's like it's not really what I wanted. Like it's not it's not the right color. It's not the right size. It's not like I'm talking about clothing right now, right? It feels like it's not exactly as you thought it would be. So you're feeling in lack. You're like holding back, indecision. I'm not sure. Like, is this it? I'm not really sure. So we have the Ace of Wands. I feel like in the present moment here, it feels like whatever you have manifested keeps poking at you. Keeps poking at you, Scorpio. It keeps coming back and arriving, and every time it shows up again, Scorpio, it's more and more aggressive, I want to say. And I don't mean physically aggressive, I mean mentally. I feel like it keeps showing up again and again. It keeps saying, look, I'm here. Hello, over here, Scorpio. Hello. That's what it feels like here, that it keeps showing up and you're wondering why it keeps showing up if this isn't the thing that you want. You want the thing behind it, or you want the thing that's next in line, the thing, the person, the job, whatever it is. So it does feel here with the star energy here that somebody keeps showing up in an aggressively but loving, healing way, if that makes any sense at all. I'm looking at the Knight of Swords being at the center of the read, and this is Gemini energy. And Gemini energy is kind of going to be in your face until you understand their position, right? They're going to try and sway your opinion, or I don't mean really sway your opinion, but I feel like Gemini is more about looking at both sides of it, right? It's the duality of Gemini. They have this beautiful ability to be able to look at this and that, look at the pros, look at the cons, and back and forth again. And the star energy here is telling me that wish fulfillment is what the Knight of Swords is. And I feel what the Knight of Swords is the Knight of Cups. Now, that being said, for some of you, it could be two different people and you're trying to make a choice. Maybe it's like, well, I want the one behind the Knight of Swords. I want this one here. So I feel like with the Six of Pentacles that you're holding back, right? The Five of Wands is about resistance, right? It's about holding back or being an indecision. And I'm not sure if that's exactly the pair of pants that I want, or the color of the dress. Like, the dress is beautiful, but the color's off, or the shoes are great, but maybe they're a half size too small. Like, it feels like that. The Six of Pentacles is like, I'm not really sure if I want the reciprocity. Like, I feel like there is some healing reciprocity that has been showing up to you time and again, probably over this last year for some of you. And it does feel like it's with the Six of Pentacles, it does feel like it's, you keep trying it, I want to say. You keep trying it, but you're unsure. That's what it feels like here. I want to say that if you do want the Ace of Wands, you're going to have to put more work into it. The Six of Pentacles tells me that whatever it is, whether it's a person or a job or a situation, whenever it shows back up again, that you need to try and give it reciprocity to find out if that's exactly what you're after. Like, I feel like some people look at the outside, they look at the color of the dress and not the style, or maybe the color and the style is great, but the thing's too expensive. Like, I feel like you need to try it before you know if you'll like it, I'm going to say. I'm not saying get yourself into anything that you don't want to get yourself into, but it feels like for some of you, it's like the one that keeps showing up is the Knight of Swords. The one that's first in line, the one that's the most aggressive, the one that keeps pursuing you, or the one that you keep pursuing. And I feel like the one behind it might be the one that you want. And that one is passive. So they're not coming forward. They're not doing the pursuing. That's what it feels like here. The Magician energy tells me that you know your worth. And I feel like you've spent a long time working with your tools, working with this feeling of, learning how to be the magician, how to manifest your life, how to bring your dreams into the 3D. The thing is I feel like whatever you want wants you. And I think that's why it keeps showing up to you, Scorpio. But I don't think you're ready. And that's okay, because listen, whatever is meant for you is never going to pass you by. And that's the pure and beautiful truth of it. If you're not ready when it shows up this time, it will keep showing up. But understand, it's going to keep showing up until you learn the lesson of either turning it away completely, because I feel like there's somebody who's passively turning away the Knight of Swords. It's like you don't want to hurt their feelings, or they've offered you the job before, but maybe they're not paying you exactly what you want. I feel like it's a feeling of perfection. It's like, I'm scared to make a decision because I want it to be perfect. I want it to be practical. I want to move slowly at it. I want to make sure that it's the right thing because I'm only doing this once. And that's legit. That's legit energy right there. That I want my wish fulfillment, but I have to be super duper sure, right? With the Knight of Pentacles moving slow, I have to be super duper sure that this is where I want to give the reciprocity. That if this person's going to give to me, I want to be able to give back to them in the same way. I want to say for some of you, this could be about somebody who keeps coming back to you, Scorpio, and I feel like this person is a friend or somebody who maybe has feelings for you, but you don't quite have feelings for them. It could be that. I am looking at the Six of Pentacles, which shows me 3 pentacles here, which is a partnership. It shows me 2 pentacles here, which tells me you need to make a choice. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles above the head. And so it's there for the taking. I feel like you want to go head over heart. You want to be very, like I said, practical and knowledgeable. You want to make sure that it is exactly what you want, right? Tell me about the Magician. What is this here? Please tell me what Scorpio has been manifesting. Tell me about the Magician, please. We have Gemini energy here a couple of times. We have Aries a couple of times. We do have fire energy, right? Aries, Sagittarius, Leo energy. We've got Virgo, also Aquarius. We've got some Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy here. Tell me about the Magician, please. Tell me about the Magician. We do have the Wheel of Fortune. See, it's right here. It's kind of looking you in the eyes here. And I want to say that the Wheel of Fortune is telling me that this is the divine timing. So whatever it is that keeps showing up, that you keep saying, no, I'm not ready for that. I feel like it's going to keep showing up until you realize that that's the thing that you've been manifesting. Because what we don't realize sometimes is that we want that thing, And maybe we want the thing behind it, whatever that is, a piece of clothing, a job, a person, a relationship, a friendship. And what we don't realize is that what we're calling in is what we are. And when what we are shows up, we don't like it. And it might be because you're not really sure of who you are, or that when you look in the mirror, you see something completely different than what is waiting in line. So the Wheel of Fortune is here, and it tells me that this, whatever has shown up, this manifestation, whatever keeps showing up to you, Scorpio, is your manifestation, and it is here to expand you. It is here to expand your life, expand your abundance. And the Wheel of Fortune being here tells me it is divine timing. Tell me more. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? We do have the Eight of Swords, yeah. The Eight of Swords of the Hanged Man, right? So every time it shows up, Scorpio, you look at it again. You take a look at it. Is it the right size? Is it the right color? Is it the right person? Is it the right pair of pants? Is it the right dress, the pair of shoes? Whatever it is it the right job? And I want to say when the Wheel of Fortune is here with the Magician, it is the thing you've asked for. So it's divine timing. It is fated. And the Eight of Swords is telling me you keep being stuck in your head. Do I really want it? Is this really what I want? Do I really want to try this? The Hanged Man energy is like I'm trying to get a different perspective, right? I was speaking about that at the beginning. So maybe I should get a different perspective and find out what's going on here. We do have the Page of Wands that is showing up. So I feel like it's somebody who's texting you, communicating with you, asking you out, can you be my +1? Somebody who wants you to go on some type of an exciting adventure, but maybe you're not comfortable with the way this person feels about you because you don't feel the same way about them. Or the employer is offering you the position, but it's less money than what you're making, and so maybe I'm just not going to take that. But I feel like it's an expansion. So I feel like that wherever it starts, it moves really quickly to something way bigger than what you could ever imagine. Tell me about the Knight of Swords, please. Tell me about the Knight of Swords. For Scorpio, the heart of the matter is the Knight of Swords. I feel like this is the one that keeps showing up all the time, keeps coming back and showing up here. We do have the Star energy. Yeah, we got the Magician again. Look, we're repeating already, right? We've got the Magician here, we've got the Star here, and now we've got the Eight of Wands. So I feel like your manifestation keeps coming to you, keeps connecting with you, keeps sending you messages, whether it's a person or a job or whatever it is. I feel like it keeps coming at you over and over and over again. You're like, why does it keep showing up? I keep saying to the universe, this isn't what I want. So the Star energy here tells me that this person sees you as the star, or this job sees you as the subject matter expert, right? The Star and the Knight of Pentacles for me is the subject matter expert, the star in the job, the star who knows all of the things, right? Whatever you do for a living, maybe you're a mechanic or a doctor or a nurse or a tap dancer, but you are the subject matter expert. You're the person everybody comes to get whatever it is that they need for answers about whatever the subject matter is, whether that's a person, a relationship, a friendship, whatever it is. But I feel like this manifestation keeps coming at you because this is supposed to be the new beginning. Now look, I'm not here to talk you into anything. I'm just telling you the situation and how it's unfolding here. So it might resonate with some of you. It feels like it's pretty specific though. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's not for everybody here. But the Ace of Wands, tell me about the Ace of Wands. What's happening here? What is coming up on this, because I feel like it's exciting when it shows up for you. You're like, yeah, that thing keeps showing up. Like, should I leave the job where I have 15 years in and go to this new place? Because they're offering me probably a little bit less than what I'm making over here. And it's like, now I've got 5 weeks of holidays and I don't want to give it up. And if it's a job, right? And so I feel like this seems like a really exciting opportunity, but I feel like because you keep getting hurt over and over and over again, that you're not able to make a clear decision. It might be an Empress. Maybe you're seeing this person as an Empress in reverse. So maybe you're seeing this person as, excuse me, someone who's not quite as abundant as you, someone who's not the same kind of parent as you, someone who is, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like it's almost like you're stuck in this place of perfection. It's got to be exactly what I want, and you're right to wait for it if that's what you want, but it's like, it's not exactly what I want. Is this really the thing? The thing is this, maybe you have an outdated view of who you are, and I feel like if it's an old person or an old energy, or this, you're seeing it as an opportunity that you don't want already. But listen, I feel like it's an opportunity that keeps showing up for a reason. Tell me about the Ace of Wands here. We've got the Five of Swords. We've got the Six of Cups. Interesting. And we've got the Page of Swords. So I want to say that this keeps coming back to you because this is what you're thinking about. This is what you're thinking about, learning about, trying to get a better perspective on. It's like it keeps showing up and you're like, well, it's not exactly everything that I want, but maybe it is what I want. And so that's why it keeps showing up. For some of you, it is definitely with a Six of Cups. It's like somebody that you have history with, or maybe it's a place that you've worked for before on contract work and now they're calling you back and maybe I just don't want that. Because of the Five of Swords, because it feels like somebody here has like a difference of opinion, or maybe we have such different there's fundamental differences here that I don't think we can resolve. It looks like an exciting, happy opportunity, but it feels like somebody is in lack, right? Lack of the mind, lack of making a decision to move forward here. With the Five of Swords, I feel like it's a fundamental difference. I feel like you're being really picky, and I think you should. Please understand, I think that you should be picky. But I feel like there's people sometimes that come at me in private reads and in the comments and say, well, where is it? Well, maybe you're just not seeing it. Maybe it's right here. And you're the person who's taking your time, making the decision, going over all the details, and you're not exactly sure if this is what you want. What's the opportunity, please? Tell me about this opportunity with the Knight of Pentacles. So I want to say your manifestation is already here, but you can't decide if you want it or not. We do have the Empress. The Empress is showing up in the upright here. And the Empress is in the reverse on the bottom of the deck with the Ace of Swords. So I feel like there's going to be some sort of confirmation or, confirmation is the Ace of Swords is giving me. Or I was going to say confirmation or clarity, or it's like you need more information before you can make a decision. So I feel like for you, it comes down to passion. It comes down to, is this person going to be codependent? Is this person going to need me around all the time? Can they give me the stability that I need? Or can the job pay me enough? I feel like if it is a job for some of you, if it is a job, the Empress is here. It's going to expand from the Wheel of Fortune being here. It's going to expand. It's going to be enough. It's going to be more than you've ever needed. For those of you who are looking at this as relationship, I feel like with the Empress showing up here, you see this person's worth. But I want to say that you need to know that the passion is on point. I'm not getting into any sort of relationship that is the Knight of Pentacles. It's going to take a super long time to get to the passion. I'm not into that. And so I want to say that with the Three of Wands here, you're trying to make a decision because the Three of Wands, right? This person's got the Ace of Wands in their hand and they're leaving the adventure behind to pick something different, to go on a different, I feel like to go on a different adventure. I feel like you've been waiting for someone like this or the job, take it as it resonates, but it's not quite exactly everything that you want. You need to know if you're going to be passionate about it. For some of you, you could have fire in the chart. You don't have to. But the Queen of Wands tells me that you're in the most attractive energy that you've ever been, feminine or masculine. Don't get confused by the woman on the card, right? Because these are only bodies, right? We're talking about feminine, masculine energies. I don't read genitals. Sorry, that's not the way I am. So we do have the Queen of Wands. And so I feel like you're really going over it in a detailed fashion because you're like, is this going to cause me a burden? If I move forward, am I going to end up being burdened like this, like everything else? And like every other time, every other job, every other friend, every other person, every person who's hurt me, is this what it's going to be like? And so the Queen of Wands, I feel, is showing up here. It could be a person. Understand that in tarot that the court cards are people, but please understand as an energy reader, it doesn't matter what their sign is. They can have fire even though they're an air sign or even though they're an earth sign, right? So I feel like you need to make a decision because I feel like your wish fulfillment is here and I feel like you need to give it a chance. Give it some reciprocity. Maybe for some of you already have. But I feel like you feel like, am I going to have to it feels like with the Chariot here, I'm going to have to pull my emotions out from, and dust them off, pull them out of the closet, dust them off and bring them to the surface, right? This is Cancer energy, of course, but it's like I'm going to have to get everything in order, right? We've got the dark and the light sphinxes here to get everything in order and get everything balanced. And is it even going to be worth it? Will it end up being a burden? Will this victory, as I see it right now, end up being a burden 10 weeks down the road? We do have the Hermit energy here. So I feel like that's where we are at the present moment. It feels like right now you're in that energy of trying to make a decision about whether you want the Ace of Wands. Is it going to be worth your time? Is it going to be worth the memories I create with this person? I feel like you already have history with this person, but I feel like it's a sordid history. It feels like we have the Five of Swords, and we also have the Page of Swords. So it feels like it's almost like a couple of people here. If this is a relationship related reading for you, it feels like we always get to a place where we don't agree on things. Because you're a fixed sign, it might end up being my way or the highway for you, right? And it's your life. You're allowed to make those decisions for you. But then I say, like, if you keep turning it away and it's supposed to be what it's supposed to be, then it's like you can't complain that it's not here. Do you know what I mean? Tell me about the Star, please. I feel like you are going to give something a chance here, because the Star is here with the Six of Pentacles. And I feel like it's an easy reciprocal situation, whether it's the job, whether it's, no matter what the situation is, right? Whether it's a relationship. Tell me why the Star is here. Because I think that you really do see the worth in it. You do see that it is a healing thing to do here, but you do have to make a decision. And the Tower is here with the Six of Wands. Is this person going to give me enough attention? Is this person somebody who I'm going to get stuck in a rut with? Are we quickly going to move like from the victory into this place of the comfort zone? Am I doing this just because it's going to be a comfort zone? I feel like the Tower and the Star are telling me that whatever obstacles that are between you and the thing that you've been manifesting, I feel like you're about to see things a little bit clearer. And when the Tower falls, it's like you might be in this energy very soon of everything starts to go wrong. And I don't want to get you in a place where you're worried about it, but I mean little things might start to piss you off, that maybe that thing didn't work out or this business deal didn't work out. And I feel like the Tower is telling me that it's making room for your victory, because I feel like you're going to have the victory if you want it, but I think you're a person who loves passion, intimacy, and I feel like that has to be on point for you first to know if you even want it or not, whether it is the shoes, the dress, the job, or the person, whatever it is. So I feel like you're worried about the comfort zone. You're worried about things getting redundant. And yeah, sure, I'll have the victory right now with the Tower, right? The realization that I want the victory, but is it quickly going to move into a redundancy? Tell me about the Six of Pentacles, please. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Nine of Wands and the Five of Wands. There we go. We're repeating ourselves, right? We're repeating ourselves. We've got the Knight of the Nine of Wands, right? The Knight of Cups. There we go. Five of Wands. So it's repeating. It's up to you. Whether or not you give them reciprocity is totally up to you. Use your intuition to make this big, big decision, because it is going to change your life. It feels like you are the Emperor, so you're the one that has all of the ways to step forward here. We do have the Ten of Swords, which tells me that I was right, that the reason that you're not making a step forward is because you've been hurt in this situation before. I'm going to leave it right here for you, Scorpio. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I do appreciate you. I'm going to go for now. You guys take care. Bye-bye.